Hi Taurus, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your May 2024 monthly tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of May. We have come through April. It was quite a ride, wasn't it? A tumultuous month with eclipse season, with the Uranus Jupiter conjunction in your sign, as well as Mercury retrograding in the sign of Aries. It was a huge month, and we will continue to see much of this energy play out in May. Not necessarily so like tumultuous, but definitely like you all will get many activations in those Uranus and Jupiter areas of your life, as well as the sun that is now in your sign. So this is going to be a big month for you, Taurus. So pay attention to what comes up for you throughout this month. If you haven't already liked or subscribed or commented or given my videos a thumbs up, I would love if you would. Thank you to all my new and returning subscribers, Taurus. If you're wanting to know how this energy will play out in your own life, I do offer personal tarot readings. I'll leave the link below. If you go to scorpiosoultime.com, click on personal tarot readings, you can see all the information there, okay? All right, Taurus, so we're going to go week by week throughout the month of May. I do have a link to those other April readings, as well as a week by week dates of all the astrological energies if you want to use that to plan, okay? All right, Taurus, let's see what Spirit has for you. You start off the month with the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy there, Major Arcana, as well as the Four of Wands. Second week of the month, you have the Chariot card. That is Cancerian energy. So Cancer and Capricorn energy thus far, as well as the Two of Cups. So some type of happy news could be coming in here. I'm already seeing like family news, possibly weddings. Third week of the month, you do have the Ten of Swords, as well as the Ten of Wands. So some major endings happening here. And the last week of May finds you with the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So working on your finances, possibly you working with someone to figure out what it is you can do with your career. So interesting dynamic. I see some work stuff, some endings, and possibly some stuff going on with you and a partner. Let's go ahead and pull a card that's going to represent the energies that you are starting May off with. This will be the energies that you had back in April, okay? All right, Spirit, if you could give Taurus a card. And you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this is some interesting energy. And I say that because the Eight of Swords is that energy of like not knowing, like your thoughts are ones in which you're not able to discern which direction to go or what is the best move to take. With it in reverse, it feels to me like at times throughout the month of April, you felt like you knew what you wanted to do, and then maybe you kept shifting. I think a lot of this could have been because Mercury was retrograde in the sign of Aries. Remember, Aries is that energy of action and wanting to get stuff done. But with it in retrograde, it didn't have enough energy to like get things done, or you couldn't see clearly, right? So I do think this Eight of Swords is interesting because as you come into the month of May, take account into where it is that you want to move through and move to throughout the month of May. I do think it's always difficult when we have eclipse season and everything in one month, is that your energies are just so moving and you're just not quite sure where to go. So I do think that Eight of Swords is obviously very much warranted with all the craziness, but it does look like as you start this month, you're on much better footing. So that's good to see. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and pull an overarching oracle card. Spirit, if you could send Taurus an oracle message here for the month of May. And you have emotional withdrawal number 8. Okay, so you can see this person is sitting on the edge of a shore. They're praying or just trying to meditate and think, how is it that I can move forward? I think it's interesting. You have the 8 here and you had that Eight of Swords. So Spirit is already showing you that this is a cycle, right? 8 means like the infinity symbol, whatever goes around comes around. And I do think for many of you all, this has been a tough road for many of you Tauruses, especially in the financial areas of your life. But I actually think that this has led you to a very benefic time that we are in right now. And I do think, Taurus, with this being your solar return time, think through how this emotional withdrawal can actually catapult you into betterment. Instead of focusing on what didn't work in the past, focus on what you would like to achieve in the future. And I do think that that's going to be a huge, almost like, it feels like you're going to come out of this with this new sense of like vitality. It feels like you're going to understand that this Eight of Swords and this 8 over here actually led you to something. And I can see here throughout the month, especially with this 4 of Wands and the Devil, I do think that there's been some kind of conversations with you and your partner about how you can do things differently. And it feels like you're feeling like you're in control again. And I think that's important. I do think that by the time you get to this 3rd week, you are letting go of whatever is no longer needed with those 2 10s on the ground. And by the time you end the month, many of you all could be starting a new business, getting into some new learning opportunity. So really nice to see. So let's go through week by week, Taurus, and let's see what other additional messages Spirit has for you. Let me make sure you can see all the cards here. All right. Make sure everything is in focus. All right, so we start off that first week of May with this really big energy of Mars moving into the sign of Aries on the 30th of April. So once you start May, you have all of this let's get them energy. And that's really positive from the standpoint of getting stuff done. But remember, we do have Pluto retrograding in the sign of Aquarius on the 2nd of May, and Mercury is conjunct Chiron on the 6th, and we have a Taurus New Moon on the 7th. Many of you all will be having conversations with your partner around what kind of goals you all have achieved thus far. Where is it that you can move to a better some of you are like redoing your ideas and goals for the rest of 2024. I think it's really positive because it feels like you all are like, okay, well, we achieved this, January through March, but now it's time to shake things up. It's time for us to, maybe plan for a vacation in the summer, or we need to be getting out of debt. Whatever that is, it feels like those conversations are coming up for you in the beginning of the month, and you all are feeling really good about working through this. I can see some really positive energy here with the 2 of Cups, the Chariot. You all only have 1 reversal, which is really interesting to see, Taurus. That means you're like feeling good, like you are moving in the right direction, which is good to see. Now, I also think that it's interesting with this Chariot and this 2 of Cups. That 2nd week of the month is when we do have Mercury leaving its retrograde shadow. We will have the Sun conjunct Uranus in your sign on the 13th. This could activate that positive conjunction we had back in April. So go back and look at these Uranus Jupiter conjunction tarot readings. I do think many of you all are feeling a lot more secure, feeling like you see the direction forward, and you and your partner are planning again. And I do think that that's huge for many people. And I do think by the time you get to the 18th, Venus is going to be conjunct Uranus, and then the Sun is going to be conjunct Jupiter in your sign again on the 18th. So my goodness, that's a lot of Taurus reactivations from April. So I do think that things are clicking along on a really good even keel here, Taurus. And if they're not, know that the energies are supporting you. You may have to redirect your focus, ask your partner, let's sit down, have a financial conversation on how we can get on track. It does feel like by the time you get to that 3rd week of the month, when we have the Sun entering Gemini on the 20th, some of you all are like, I'm done. Like, we finish that chapter of our lives. I'm ready to like put everything into a whole new direction. Like it feels like you're no longer worried about the past. And I do think that April was that for many people, where it was like this line in the sand where it's like, okay, the old me is done. I'm now ready to move on. And I do think that's what these two tens on the ground signify for you, Taurus. And lastly, when we end the month, we have Jupiter and Venus entering Gemini on the 23rd and the 25th. Then we will have a Sagittarius full moon on the 23rd. For some of you all, some new opportunity, possibly around your job, your career. Some of you are going back to school or getting a certification, trying to rise up in the ranks at your current employer or employment or organization. It feels like you're feeling good about your money and resources by the time you get to the end of May. And it makes a lot of sense, Taurus, because you've had all of these activations in the Uranus and Jupiter areas and the Sun, right? Areas of your life this month. So really big news could come by the end of May. Last day of the month, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So be prepared for some type of news to come out about your job or your money opportunities. Like this is huge. Like you all are probably, you and like the fixed signs are probably going to see a lot of movement around your career, your job, your money, possibly your spouse's job this month, just because of all these great activations we're having in the Taurus led sign. So Taurus, I can't wait to see and hear how it goes for you this May. Drop me a comment below. Let me know if this resonated with you. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs, and I'll talk to you later.